Welcome back to my channel. Dr. Erica here, talking about the healing journey, semi-retirement perspective on life at prime time. So please like, share, subscribe. Main channel, Erica OnagbolaPharmd. I'm a pharmacist, licensed, registered. However, I have taken a backseat in the career of pharmacist, and I am now retired happily and voluntarily, involuntarily, by choice, not by choice. Just so happened that life um, directed me to settle down, take a slower route in my 40s. And like I said previously, being a labored worker for 27 years total since I was 15 years old, I am now using platform YouTube to share information about pharmaceutical innovations, medication management, but I'm also sharing this platform with others who are in the same bracket as far as traveling, enjoying the fruits of life in the age 40 range, and also um, taking a spiritual journey, discovering the mysteries of the Bible, discovering the revelation of the spiritual journey and what to expect in this point in my life. Um, there's three main things that I've discovered being semi-retired, and that's consistency, having a spiritual growth mindset, and accepting what is. Again, I'll repeat that. The first one is consistency, second, growth, spiritual mindset, and the third is accepting and grasping what is and what is to come. So, in those three, I've learned to let go of things that I held so dearly. Um, for example, I love to give examples if you don't know already. Um, Things that were so valuable to me that are still valuable, monetarily valuable, sentimental valuable, but I had to let things go. Um, and that included collection of fine jewelry, collection of um, rare pieces of diamonds and rare pieces of jewelry pieces that I would not have gained otherwise. And so, just to give an example, that was something that I had to let go of voluntarily or involuntarily. And not to say I gave out, my complete collection, but I did have to adjust and step back and accept that I no longer needed those things, and they were of monetary value, but they were also hindering my growth moving forward in life, my growth, enjoying the basic and simple things of life. They were not blinding me, but they were a distraction from my purpose in life as a whole. And I did enjoy, fine jewelry and luxury vehicles and so forth. But I had to kind of learn to just accept what is and accept that it doesn't identify me as a human being. It doesn't identify my character, my ethics, my integrity, my spirituality, my purity. It doesn't identify me in those categories. It only brought comfort, but to a certain extent. So um, I hope this is helping someone out there, and that someone else who's, uh, you know, can relate can also share the same information and apply it. So when I applied these things, I'm still applying them daily. No one gave me this set guideline as to what to expect in my 40s, what to expect um, in my prime, what to expect being semi retired. No one told me these things. I only had to figure them out through peace and quiet, through um, peace and self awareness, through consciousness, through prayer, through fasting, through diet changing, nutritional incorporation into my diet, uh, detachment from a lot of um, invaluable nutrition, detachment from a lot of junk eating. Although I really do enjoy delicious foods, they're not sustainable. They're not maintainable for my sustainability, even at my age. At my age, I can't eat certain delicious foods that I thought I could continue doing. So those are some of the things that, for example, you will have to let go, um, not by choice, but for healing purposes, for um, the inevitable. Because inevitably, as you grow older, being a medical professional, we're taught of the changes that happen in a geriatric patient, what changes to expect as age um, comes upon us. And some of those things include like the loss of muscle tissue, the loss of bone marrow, the loss of bone strength, the risk um, of blood clotting, the risk of heart attack, the risk of stroke, due to the inelasticity of our arteries and our veins as we grow older, due to um, the 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 deterioration of our muscle lining of our major organ systems that are not able to perform, due to the, for example, lack of insulin that we're able to produce as we grow older, due to our changes in vision as we grow older, due to our changes in hearing as we grow older. Those things are inevitable. As long as we keep living, we'll experience those things. So being consistent, I find out that I have to be a simpler person, living a simple life from day to the next day, from morning to evening, um, being consistent in what I eat, being consistent in what I observe, being consistent in what I translate and inscribe on my brain, being consistent in my simplicity, um, backing away from a lot of sodas, backing away from a lot of um, high volume, loud activities that once, soothed me, but can now no longer sustain me. So being consistent means being spiritually mindful at all times, um, consistently taking in thoughts, consistently taking in um, and analyzing thoughts, whether these thoughts are promising, whether these thoughts are not constructive. Do I need to throw these thoughts out? Do I need to keep these thoughts in and maintain them? So consistency for me has been mental, mental consistency in my thinking and processing, my spiritual processing. Get rid of the things that are hindering my spiritual relationship between me and God, me and my family, me and my child, those things that hold dear to me. Being consistent in how I interact with family and loved ones. How do I respond to the news? How do I respond? Being consistent in how I respond to different um, actions and proactions and how I manage these things. Being in the corporate world, I'm always I've always had to manage. I always had to be a leader, um, officially or unofficially. I've always had to be in a place where I am serving, in a place where I'm leading by example. Um, I'm being where I'm always, being um, not watched, but being what's it called when you your annual appraisal, being appraised and um, being observed. I've always had to be observed. So now that I'm semi-retired, I'm able um, to step back out of the limelight, out of the spotlight, and be able to just relax, to actually use my lungs. Inhale deeply, exhale completely, inhale deeply, exhale completely. I'm able to do that now. I'm able to listen to the birds. I'm able to hear the owl, you know, letting me know that the winter storm has passed. So it's good to embrace those things um, at this, semi-retirement stage. Body is changing, hormones are changing, and um, perspective and value of different things are changing. So yeah, and accepting what is and what's coming. You have to be able to consistently um, live a a life that is not on a corporate schedule, but on a biological schedule. Biological schedule, a consistent biological schedule allows you to simply and completely accept what is and what is to come. Ambition, um, hope is always hope is always a part of human psychology, but ambition and um, exhortation and willpower, all of those things go out the window when you get to a certain for me it has anyway when I've gotten to a certain stage. Ambition and um, just overall, win, that goes out of that flows out, and you're now releasing and receiving what really matters. Okay, so I hope this has helped someone. I hope this has been a blessing to someone, um, no matter race, age. Um, just be spiritually connected. If you're a spiritual person, if you believe in Jesus Christ, you're definitely on the right. You're definitely on the right track. If you are someone who's looking for spirituality, looking to be more homebound in Christ, then start with the student Bible. Start with a Bible concordance, a Bible dictionary, maps and charts, and explore the Gospels. The New Testament is a great place to start. Some people say they start at the very beginning and end at the very end. So, also for me, it was um, watching biblical movies, so I can put together the puzzles, the pieces of the puzzle of what the Bible was saying and what I can visualize. I'm a visual person. Always have been a visual person, a person that lives by examples and leadership. I've always been that type of person. So visually seeing the Bible, seeing on a movie screen the Passion of Christ, or seeing the story of David by or seeing the story of Jeremiah by Dempsey, actor Dempsey, seeing the story of Esther. Um, Esther was a queen who whose cousin or uncle Mordecai encouraged her to fast, to pray for the people of the Jewish race, because they were set to be they were set to be annihilated. And so for me, seeing on a big screen the stories of the Bible helped my mental, helped me to put the pieces together. Although I had been raised in a Bible based church all of my life, I still needed to be reminded of the stories of Christ. I needed to be in the scene to understand. I need to be in the story to understand what life was like, what cleanliness was like, what holiness was like, what good holiness worship would be like. So find your find your skill, find your favorite, find your um, hone in on your favorite things, and incorporate the Bible into it, so that you can quickly and holistically and comprehensively understand what the Word of God is telling us for our successful ascension into the heavens one day. So um, that's what I wanted to talk about as far as being semi-retired, being consistent, having a growth mindset, a spiritual mindset, growing and accepting what is and what is to come. What is to come, when I think of what is to come, not just passing away, but what is to come as to my purpose. Do I have a new purpose? What is that new purpose? How can I fulfill that new purpose? Um, and I'm at that point right here, right now, today. What is my purpose? Do I have a new purpose? Um, Not to create a job for myself, not to create a position for myself, but how can I be intrinsically, when how can I be in a place of fulfillment and still serve and still be valuable to myself, to my community, to those around me? How can I maintain and sustain my place of peace and still be functional? So that's what I mean when I say accepting what is and accepting what is to come. Not to say that there's a purpose that will sustain me to the end, but that purpose may continue to change from one year to the next year. I don't know. However, that change occurs, but I want to be consistent in my purpose, and um, I want to be functional. I want to be useful. So, and I hope this is somewhat helpful, and you can take all of it or any of it and make your own guide into your retirement life. So, thank you for joining me, Dr. Erica, signing off. Take care. Bye bye.